Good morning, Amajot here with your shot of stress relief today, and I hope you're having a happy Monday so far. Today I wanted to talk to you about and ask you how this is for you in your world, around whether you kind of experience the stress or the anxiety that perfectionism can bring. And I've certainly experienced this in different levels throughout my whole life. And it can really like simmer under the surface. I know it can really be that driver to keep you going, but keep you going to the point of never being able to stop and never being able to be enough. Whatever you do is not enough, or that you just need to that little bit more to make something perfect before you submit it, or that whatever other people do is never going to quite reach the standard that you've got. And that can really cause a lot of stress, and it has caused me a lot of stress before, and I think it contributed a lot to my eventual burnout and in my corporate career. And I read something today that I wanted to share with you that I know that can help to switch this around if you're feeling this way, or if you're feeling like that perfectionism, or that just not enough, or just need that bit more from yourself is getting in your way, or if it's keeping you down, or if it's just keeping you going to the point where you feel like you can't stop. And I was reading Brené Brown's Rising Strong, as I always do, like to pick up and put down again. And she talks about this quote here that I want to share with you. Many of us will spend our entire lives trying to slog through the shame swampland to get to a place where we can give ourselves permission to both be imperfect and to believe we are enough. And that's that balance. It's those two things about being imperfect and then also believing that we're enough. And she goes on to talk about how we can use our mistakes and our failures as learnings, which we know, we kind of tend to know this, don't we? That we can learn from our failures. Even Oprah talks about a failure is never a failure. There's no such thing. And a lot of people talk about that. And it is, I've always learned from the things that I've messed up with, or done wrong, or whatever. And as a perfectionist, wanting to do things right and being devastated if I ever get something wrong or feel like I've upset somebody because I did something wrong, can cause me a lot of anxiety. So really it's about switching that round and actually saying, what have I learnt from my mistakes and my failures? Or what am I learning right now if I feel like I'm going through something that's causing me pain or anxiety because I feel like I'm not doing enough? What is that teaching me? What am I learning from that? And how can I switch that round to help ease that? Because ultimately, I think it's about, like I always say, that self-love is the superfood of life, and it's about self-love and self-acceptance. But if it feels difficult to get there, then one way of looking at it can be, what have I learned from my mistakes? And and if it is about so for me, for example, if I think back to, you could call it my biggest mistake or my biggest failure, but it's also the biggest learning in my life, was my burnout and my stress in the corporate world, is that I've learned to ask for help. I've learnt that, I will still get stressed, and how to manage that now. I've learnt that I will never get myself to that place again, although I will kind of get to a tipping point. I recognize when I'm in that tipping point and how I choose to bring myself back. I've learnt to respect my body. I've learnt what I don't want to do and what I do want to do. I've learnt what makes me happy. I've learnt how creative I can be. I've learnt to embrace my perfectionist, and that I don't feel that way every day, but that I can pull myself back out again, and that I can choose to switch that every day, and I can choose to laugh and play every day. And sometimes I need somebody else to help me do that. And that's all okay. So I've learned masses and masses and masses, and I'm always learning every day. So what do you want to learn, and what are you learning from your mistakes, or what have you learned from your mistakes and your failures? And how can you help to switch that in your perfectionist anxiety or your perfectionist stress to say, this is enough. This is what I know right now, and this is what I'm going to go with. So let me know what you think. And if you, I've actually worked with quite a few people on that that post burnout journey, where they've then built that up for themselves again, or when they're so stressed that they feel like they're reaching burnout, where they feel like life is too much, and it's very much everything is about I can't. You can shift that. You honestly can shift that, and you can change that in your life. Choose to ask for help, whether it's from me or from somebody else, and we can talk about what that looks like for you. You can book in a stress audit and we can talk about that. So let me know if you'd like to speak, and I will see you soon. I will put the link in for the stress audit below as well. Speak to you soon. Bye.